Hello, Kaylee Elise here with Sacred Self Mastery. So, I wanted to come on today to talk about EFT tapping. So, if you have been following me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, you know that I have these videos where I'm like tapping on myself and saying things out loud. So, what this practice is, it's called EFT tapping, Emotional Freedom Technique. And if you listen to my last video, I kind of got really deep on, well, not too deep. I kind of did a surface level talk on the unconscious mind and what the unconscious mind is and why it's important to work on, especially when you're in this evolution and growth journey. And EFT is basically a form of subconscious work. So it's a form of subconscious healing. So what it really does is helps us free ourselves from the shackles, the stories, the BS, the conditioning that we put on ourselves and that society and our parents may have put on us as well. Because like what I said in my last video is that from ages 0 and 7, we're basically like this little sponge, and anything that is going on with our family, we are basically bringing that on. So, for example, our mother may feel guilty or unworthy. Examples of my mother, and that could be passed down to you, which it was for me. And so, what I had to do was heal that generational trauma that has been passed down. And that's the deal with a lot of us. We didn't get to choose how we were conditioned, our beliefs, our values, our identities. It basically was kind of given to us, and we kind of saw the world like this is the way the world operates. And so, why emotional freedom technique is so profound and powerful is that we can actually change our stories. We can change our stories, which is amazing. That gives us the freedom and the liberation to break through the shackles that we've put on ourselves. Because remember, we are the only ones that are blocking ourselves from what we want. And also, what got us here to this point is not the same as is not going to require the same things for us to get over there to our dream desire. So we have to do things differently. And what we do with this practice is we help reprogram the mind so that we can start operating in a different way to enter and embody a new reality, our dream reality, our desired reality. And I was just doing a live with my friend Lizzie on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I have a lot of goodies there as well. My Instagram is sacred_self-mastery if you want to follow me. But we were talking about how tapping is really beautiful because not only does it help us change our reality and shift our perspective, it is also kind of a form of shadow work. It's a kind of form of shadow work in the sense that whatever is going on within us, we're able to see it in a new light, bring it to the surface, and then say things like, I deeply love and accept and forgive myself. I deeply love and accept and forgive myself for feeling this way, to create that energetic shift, to create that neutrality so that we're in a space of receiving. And what I mean by this is we need to be in a space of neutrality to get what we want in life. Because if we have any type of charge, either I want it really bad and I'm attached to it, I need this to happen, we're not going to get it. That's a type of charge of energy that we have on something. Or it can be the opposite. And this can be unconscious. You might not even be aware of it, but there might be a part of you, this conflicting belief within you thinking, there's a threat that's going to happen if I receive this. So I'm going to stop you from receiving it because there's either a threat or I want it too bad. So we need to be in a space of neutrality. And the amazing thing about EFT is that it helps us get to that space of neutrality. It helps us get to that space of, yeah, I want it. I have that vision and this is my vision, but still we can kind of say the words like, either this can happen or something better. That's one of my favorite mantras. This or something better. It takes off the attachment from that thing happening because you're not like, I need this to happen. It has to happen. It's like, okay, if this doesn't work out, then it wasn't aligned. And there must be something even better for me that's more in alignment for me that's going to happen because this thing didn't happen. And you can see how that opens up our perspective and doesn't shut us down or limit us. It helps us become more limitless because there are endless possibilities in this world, in this universe. And if we're just limited to be like, oh, I want this thing and only in this way, the universe is like, wait a minute, like there's like way better ways of you getting this thing. And of course, the universe has a way better imagination than we do. We're only human. So it helps us get to this place of neutrality. And it helps us change our perspective. And it helps us change our story. And it helps us accept the things that are going on in our life to help them feel not as heavy. So there's benefit after benefit of this practice. And the amazing part about it is that it's free. It's literally using your hands and your words. And of course, the more you practice, the better you get. But you can literally do this yourself. You can do this at home. Every morning, what I do when I wake up, part of my daily practice is I go straight to my journal, not my phone, to my journal. I go straight to my journal and I write down everything that I'm feeling, everything that's coming up for me. And then that gives me kind of an idea of like what's happening in my subconscious, my unconscious mind. And these are the things that I want to bring awareness to shift or change. And then before I try to shift or change them, I have to accept them. And that's why when we do tapping, it's like you just kind of go through what is going on. Like, even though this is really hard right now, I deeply love and accept and forgive myself. And always reminding ourselves, like, I'm just human. I'm trying my best. I deeply love and accept and forgive myself. Because you can kind of think of it like we're our own biggest critic. We're the person that's beating ourselves up and judging ourselves the most. And that's actually blocking us from getting what we want. So if we're able to just accept ourselves and see ourselves as human and start talking to ourselves like we would a best friend rather than an enemy, because you're not your enemy, you can bring more self-love and acceptance and forgiveness, which are huge blocks for us in life, huge blocks and resistances. If you don't love yourself, if you don't feel worthy to receive, you probably aren't receiving much in your life because you don't feel worthy enough. And that's one of those conflicting beliefs. I want it, but I don't feel worthy, so I'm going to push it away. I want that money, but I'm going to push it away because I'm not worthy. I don't love myself. And this can be happening consciously, like you can be aware of it, or it can be happening under the surface, which most of the time it is. And you bring awareness to it through the journaling, through the tapping, through the subconscious work. Because if you don't bring awareness to it, it just stays in your energy field. And it's just there, and it's there. And you don't know it's there, but it's there. And you can find awareness to these blocks, to these resistances that are in your field. It is magic. Magic. So I just kind of wanted to do that brief little talk to talk about the importance of EFT tapping. It is something that is up and coming. I see it getting bigger and bigger. I am so excited to be part of this movement. I want to share it with the world because it has helped me through the hardest parts of my life. Within this last year, I have lost my mom and I had an abortion. And these are the two hardest things that have ever happened to me in my life. And I would not be here with this fire and this fuel, being able to share it with you and have this fire in my belly if I didn't have tools like EFT. Because when things happen in our lives, which are inevitable, like we're in this life, there are challenges we're going to face no matter what. It's inevitable. It's life. We have challenges of life. Either you can use it as a crutch. Like I know a family member, I'm not going to say who, but I know a family member that literally talks about their childhood all the time. All the time. I had a bad childhood. This is why I'm the way I am. I'm going to cry about it for the rest of my life. Cool. That's the story you want to tell yourself. That's the story you want to tell yourself. That's a story you want to live in, that victim mentality. I don't think that does any good for anyone involved when you're living in that reality. No. does you a disservice and limits you from getting what you want, from doing what you want in your life. So you can either use these experiences, these hardships of life as a crutch and be that victim, or you can shift your perspective and see the bigger picture and be like, thank you, universe, for this strength. Thank you for putting me through this, because now I feel like I can do anything now. Now I'm even more prepared to get what I've been asking for because I went through this event. And you can change that perspective. You can change that story with EFT tapping, tapping through the points. This is a subconscious work. This is a somatic healing. So we are holistic beings. Remember, everything's connected. This is what I teach: embodiment work, embodiment work, energy work, and subconscious work. Because these three things are the magic things to help us create that long-lasting change in our lives, to help us create that stronger frequency and that magnetism to magnetize what we want in our life with more ease. Some juicy stuff, y'all. Oh man. So this is actually why I've created my program, Ignite Your Reality, which starts January 22nd, pretty soon. And I am here to basically help people and teach people these tools so that they can use them, empower themselves to create their own stories, to start creating their desired reality. And when I say desired reality, I know people are kind of like, okay, dream life, desired reality, what does that even mean? It means something different for all of us. For some people, it can mean like, I'm here to live in this mansion and have a bunch of money and this big pool and blah, 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 whatever that is. Or for some people, it could be like, I want to live in a small cottage in the woods and be minimalistic and just experience joy and ease and pleasure on a day-to-day basis. Letting go of my anxiety, letting go of the depression, just being in a state of allowance rather than chasing your whole life. That doesn't feel good. Chasing. So the limits are endless, what you can create in this life. And the amazing thing is that we're all unique individuals and we all want different things. And our path to the things are going to all look different. And so that's why for me, when I work with clients, I want to support you in opening and strengthening that intuition, your inner guidance, because only you know the way to get to your desires, the way that you should be getting there. I don't like to say the word should, but the way that it's meant for you to get there. And I can't tell you, no one can tell you except for yourself. And you can get yourself out of your own way to make that all happen. And so Ignite Your Reality is a 6-month portal of transformation, developing self-resilience and confidence so that you can create your own reality with ease with these tools. And it's going to go deep, y'all. It's going to be really deep because we're going to be doing one-on-one sessions with me. And then also every month, I'm going to be giving you all instructional videos, how to use the subconscious tools like EFT. I have many, many other that I've used up to this date. I've been in this healing journey for 6 years now, and I've found what works fast and what's easy, because that is what people are looking for. Easy, accessible, fast tools and practices that they can use daily to support themselves in getting into the reality that they want to be in. So I have more information of that down below, and I will be back soon. If you've watched this and you're inspired to try tapping, I have a couple tapping videos on my YouTube and also on my Instagram, sacred_self-mastery. Message me if you have any questions. Would love to hear how this talk was. Just leave a comment on the chat below, and sending you all love. Happy shifting your reality to create the reality that you dream of. Beautiful. Easy, breezy, beautiful.